Hey guys, it's Whitney. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my June TBR, aka the first time we're ever going to be playing my new TBR game. So this game is called Tabletop Tbr, which is maybe not the most original name, but it's pretty versatile. So if I decided that I was bored of this particular board, I can make another one and the name still works. This is the board. I spent too much time on it, but I like to be difficult. TBR games have become one of my all-time favorite videos to watch, and TBRs used to be the videos that I skipped unless they were readathon specific. So it's kind of like done a 360 for me, and seeing this really made me want to get involved with it. So I decided I was going to take the ideas of a couple of different types of games and then mash it together with something that I liked, which I decided to choose Dungeons and Dragons, mainly just because there's a lot to work with and I really want an excuse to roll dice. So I'm gonna try to make going over the rules pretty brief. The game overall is set up just like a board game, so you just roll the d20 and you move however many spaces it says. So what I decided to do was to make a bunch of different colored squares and then do prompts for each of them. So if you've seen J.D. Ray Reid's TBR Pursuit, it's kind of like that, taking the idea of Trivial Pursuit with the multiple colors and prompts for each one, or questions for the actual game. And so they look like this. They're homemade right now. I'm eventually probably going to print them up so that it's easier. So you draw one of these cards every time you land on a colored square, and then you use the prompt, that color, as your TBR prompt. So first things first, you have to pick your character. You pick a class and a race, and with each of those comes different perks. Maybe you get an extra space on every roll and stuff like that. I'm gonna include a link with a Google Doc that has all of the rules and the different perks that come with all of the different classes and races so that you can see those, because it would take me a long time to go over them all. But then also on the board there are ally spaces, which have cards. These are the worst cards I've ever made. And on each one for allies it has positive things. So you can get things like roll again, which means you can hold the card and whenever you want to re-roll a roll you can use it. You can also get positive prompts, things like read a book you think you'll love, and I'm going to keep adding to those as I think of more, but for now I just have a handful since this is only our first game. And then the other special space that I have is the monster space. So when you land on a monster space you have to roll a d20, and if you roll above a 10 you beat the monster. If you roll below a 10 you lose to the monster, and you have to draw one of these monster cards which have negative things on them. So the negative things could be like add a roll or move back so many spaces, but those are the basic rules. I wanted to keep this pretty simple. There are a couple of colors that if you land on them they're gonna have special things that you can get. I'll go into those a little bit later on. They will be in the Google Doc, but I feel like those are things that I want to address as I get to them. So this round I've decided I'm gonna play as a human fighter, which means I get 0 extras on rolls across the board. They're gonna basically be my neutral. So I guess let's go ahead and do that first roll. That is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our first one is a purple space. So the prompt for the purple space on this one is to read a graphic novel, which is perfect. So for the first roll I rolled a 6, which put me on a purple space, and my prompt was to read a graphic novel. So for this I'm choosing to read Dodge City. This is about a dodgeball team. It's pretty self-explanatory in my opinion. It's all about them becoming friends and, you know, playing dodgeball. I read the first issue of this when it came out and I never got around to reading the rest of them, but I did end up buying the bind up because I had every intention to, and with June being Pride Month I feel like this is a fitting choice. The next roll is a 19. So when we get here you can choose to go any of these ways. So I am going to choose to keep going straight just because that's what I want to do. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I was very close to a monster space, but I didn't get it. So the prompt for this one is the teal prompt, or the, I'm not sure, whatever color you want to call that, is to read a sequel. The next roll I rolled a 19, which landed me so close to a monster space, but I ended up landing on the teal space right before it. And the prompt for that one was to read a sequel. The book I'm choosing for that is The Deck of Omens by Lynn Herman. I read The Devouring Grey last year. I enjoyed it. I felt like my connection with the characters was a little bit lacking in that one. There were a couple of characters that I did connect enough with that it made me want to move on to this book, and I just have this feeling that I'm gonna like this one better than the first one. So the third roll is a 20. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And that lands us on a pink space. And the prompt for pink is to read an adult fantasy. The next roll I rolled a 20, and I feel like I should put in place something positive for rolling like natural 20s and something negative for rolling natural ones, but we'll see. That roll landed me on a pink space, and the prompt for it was to read an adult fantasy. And for that one I chose Empire of Sand by Tasha Suri. This one I chose because it's been on my shelf for a while and it just calls to me sometimes. I have also been told that this book is queer. I don't know in what way, or I don't remember in what way. I'm sure I've been told, but it was blurbed by the author of City of Brass, which is one of my all-time favorite series. So that's really all that I needed to know to pick this up in the first place. So this one is about a girl who has the power to manipulate the dreams of gods and alter the shape of the world, and that power ends up garnering the attention of someone fairly powerful, and sort of about how that goes down. So this next roll is going to be my last roll. I'm tapping in at 4 for right now, so let's go with number 4. 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 is a dark blue, which read a book from your favorite genre. So the fourth roll was 14, which landed me on a dark blue space, and the prompt for that is to read a book from your favorite genre, and my favorite genre is fantasy. Any subgenre of fantasy counts, which gave me the opportunity to pick Burn the Night by S.A. Hunt, who is a non-binary author, and this story is essentially a revenge-driven witch. Has a pretty popular witch hunting vlog channel, but what people don't know is that it's actually real. So I know I said that I was gonna cap this at 4, but I decided that I wanted to let you guys help me pick some of my books as well, because I just like doing that. So I put up 2 Twitter polls and I let you guys vote. The first poll was, which newly acquired book should I read in June? The choices were Bonds of Brass, Silver in the Wood, Skyward, and The Deep. And the winner ended up being Skyward with 46% of the vote. So I kind of wasn't thinking when I put this on the TBR, because I wanted my whole June TBR to be queer or potentially queer, and yeah. So I'm gonna be reading Skyward. It is about a girl who wants to be a pilot, but she's having some complications with that because of her father or something like that. This one I wanted to kind of go in blind, so I haven't fully read the summary. And the next poll that I put up is, what queer book should I read in June? The choices were The Abyss Surrounds Us, We Are Totally Normal, Girls Made of Snow and Glass, and The Gravity of Us. And the winner of that poll with 37% was Girls of Snow and Glass. This is one of those that I've had for so long that I've kind of forgotten what it's about, other than I know that one of the girls in this has had her actual heart replaced with a glass one. On the back though, it says Mina, the stepmother queen, Lynette, the beautiful princess, 2 young women doomed to be rivals from the start. So I'm here for that. This is also supposed to be a queer book. I believe there is a female-female relationship featured in it. So that was fun. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did doing this. If there's a specific book that I'm gonna try to read this month that you want me to get to sooner, feel free to leave that in the comments, because I have no idea where to start at this point. But that is it for today, and I will see you guys next time.